I was a massage therapist for 23.5 years. I retired in 2015. I'm 65 years old at this time, and I'm spending more time now helping people all over the world. And what I've got for you today is a quick tip for carpal tunnel syndrome. A few years after I got out of massage school, I was working at a very large resort. I was working in the spa, and our shifts were 10 hours long. Later on they became shorter, but 10 hours of massage after massage after massage is quite a bit. And I knew that carpal tunnel syndrome was a hazard for massage therapists, as it is for a huge number of other occupations. Well, I was starting to get numbness in my hand, and so I didn't want to destroy my career, so I was reading everything I could. I bought books, I was reading magazine articles, looking all over the internet, and I got a lot of information on what causes it, some possible things that could be done, especially stretching, but none of the stretches that I tried worked. In fact, they seemed to make things worse. And after looking all over for stuff, but finally I found an article on the internet from a very unusual source, which was the change of everything to come, because I had been icing my arm in between massages. If there was a lunch break, or if I was a time when I didn't have massages, I'd spend the time icing it. Then I'd warm my hands up before the massage. I'd go home, I'd stick my hands, well, my whole arm in buckets of ice water, and alternatively warm and or hot and cold and hot and cold. And I'm saying, gosh, there's got to be a better way. And this article I stumbled on was actually from a member of a rowing team, a crew rowing team, you know, where they're stroke, 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 and they found out that their hands are getting numb. So what they did was they took their thumb and they rubbed across these tendons, and lo and behold, I tried that and it works. Trouble is, my thumb was overused. So there's your technique, it works. It's not enough. I developed techniques that go further than that, so I wouldn't use my overworked thumb, and I wouldn't have to use my hand at all, not only to get to the wrist, but the forearm. But that's not enough either, because what people don't tell you is, or you very seldom hear about, is the other things that mimic carpal tunnel syndrome. And I worked on this technique on myself for a long time, not telling anybody. But the trouble was, there's a thing called reflexology, which you're sitting on a low stool and you're working on people's feet and doing that. Well, as soon as I was working on their feet, my hands instantly became numb. So I would work on my techniques on my forearm and my hands, and it didn't help. So what you're going to learn is that I could do all the stretches in the world for carpal tunnel, do all the massages in the world for carpal tunnel syndrome, but when I put my hands up like that, it was not caused by carpal tunnel syndrome, even though I had the same symptoms, because when I got done, in a few minutes, my hands went back to normal. So I hated doing that reflexology. But later on, because these things weren't taught in massage school, what mischief muscles can cause. I found out it was being caused by muscle up there. And nowhere in my massage books did it tell me that. And there's other places that cause mischief. There's a tightness in the neck that can mimic carpal tunnel syndrome. And people have gotten surgery when it wasn't even carpal tunnel syndrome at all. And that's really insane, but it happens. So if you can get rid of things, I can help you get rid of carpal tunnel syndrome, plus these other things that are mimicking your carpal tunnel syndrome, And you might think, well, I didn't have the problems that you have. Well, probably not. But I've helped thousands of people since then. Thousands! People who have had carpal tunnel syndrome for years. You may think you're too old. I helped a 72-year-old lady. I've, people who thought they were too young to get it.
If you would like more information on how to get your hands back to normal quickly, safely, and easily, please go to carpaltunnelmaster.com.